Back-to-back victories for them as they take all 3 points. Just taking a look at what that means at the bottom of the table. As Craig said, Girona being dragged into it now with that win for Las Palmas. Alaves still yet to play this weekend. They're alongside Leganés. Valladolid, of course, are already down. But this one you feel is going to go right down to the wire as to who will be in La Segunda next season. Luis, obviously, great for Las Palmas. Fantastic result for them. Takes them out of the relegation zone. For Atleti, this was embarrassing, wasn't it?
I think it was. It must have felt like that for the Atletico de Madrid players. You could see by their body language that they were not happy. They were actually frustrated because there was no ideas. Simeone was trying to do something different in the second half. He removed Solo that actually was receiving some crosses. So I thought that at that time, because of Las Palmas getting a little bit tired, they could have the option and then replaced by Correa. That after a long period, he has his options. But again, Las Palmas wasn't going to give anything away because a point for them, it was fantastic against Atletico de Madrid. And they found that last option to score that goal who allowed them to believe and to wish to stay in La Liga next season. Atletico de Madrid definitely has been for quite a long time a very, very predictable pedestrian team. No options front. You can replace Solo with Alvarez, with Griezmann, with Correa, with whoever is involved, that you don't feel that this Atletico Madrid is going to change at all. In the middle of the path happened the same with Barrios and Coque, in the same line with the Paul of Gallagher. So even though that you got a fantastic team, fantastic long squad, but as soon as you sit at the back and wait to see what the opponent is going to offer you, I think it is difficult to you get something. Sometimes it's going to happen because you got talent up front, but you don't see the decided determination of this Atletico Madrid to try to win the game from the first minute. And again, frustrated for the supporters, of course.
Can you give Atleti a pass?
No.
They know that it's over. You know, they haven't got the same motivation as, say, Las Palmas, who are trying to survive.
Well, apparently they've got a motivation to, or they should have, to finish above Real Madrid, which is probably unlikely now, but that was at least some motivation. There can be no pass when you're playing a team in as poor a form as Las Palmas, and you're camped just outside your own box when they have the ball, frightened to death of a team in the bottom three. I mean, it's pathetic. It's a pathetic approach, and it comes from the manager, and he gets a pass every time because they won this and they won that, and they've had some success, and look where they were 10 years ago and all that sort of stuff. It's just not good enough. I'm sorry. You can get pinned back by Real Madrid when they're playing well, or Barcelona, or whoever. But how are you getting pinned back? Are you allowing yourself to be pinned back? Every one of your players, including Alexander Soloth in the first half, 10 yards inside their own box. When Las Palmas are on the ball, Stevie mentioned it watching the game, it's kind of like a team of misfits from different countries, of clubs that are not even top clubs, that have got players that they want to loan out. And here we have Atleti, one of the big spenders, one of the elite clubs with a manager who gets paid fortunes, and they are parking the bus in a game where they should be going out and running over the top of Las Palmas. Honestly, it beggars belief. And frankly, you know, how long are we going to sit here, you know, whether it's this season or next season, and continue to say the same thing until eventually they get a manager that is more progressive? Listen, this is the modern game. The game has changed. Very rarely do we see a manager now play this kind of way and have ongoing success. Maybe you have the odd bit of success here and there, but most clubs now, their success is built on a different way of football. You go to every country, it's pretty much the same. I don't like to use the word dinosaur, but whether we like it or not, the game has changed. Keepers are rolling out in the 6-yard box. Centre-halves are standing at the edge of the box. Full-backs are pushing on. The game has evolved. And unfortunately, Simeone and the way his team plays has not evolved. And maybe that's one of the reasons why they are pretty much the nearly men. And this season, very much the same.
Giving them a pass is probably the wrong word.
Excuse me. You're right.
Yeah. Well, you can't give them a pass because on paper they should be demolishing this team. But I think it just shows you the mental side of it. We always talk about how what a huge part the mental side of the game plays. And this is a great example. You've got one team fighting for their lives who are going to run forever to close the ball down and do all the dirty stuff to try and get something. And you've got another team, nearly men, as Craig said, who know they're getting nothing. You know, what's the goal for them? I mean, I guess it's Simeone's job to wind them up, but he can't be saying, right, we can be second here. I mean, really, you're a professional. Somebody's going to say that to you. So this was all about the mental side, and it shows you how tough, even for good players, to get themselves up for a game against an opposition they should beat, but the desire wasn't
but the problem
big enough to win it.
The problem is, David, they're in this position because they've had numerous performances like this against teams that they should have...
This isn't an anomaly, is it?
No, and that's why they're in the scenario where they are in, where it is kind of difficult to get up for it because they've lost against teams this year and played badly against teams this year that they should dominate, should absolutely dominate. Now, you get the odd result that pops up, or you should do, against teams that are relegation fodder when you have a bad day at the office, but they've had way too many for it to be, you know, just a bad day at the office. They've had several this season and quite a few of them since the turn of the year. I mean, they won the last two before this one, but in the previous five, Atleti that is, they'd lost four. Lost four and drawn one. So that's what, the last 8 games, they've lost 5. It kind of tells you where they are, and that's why they're in the scenario.
How many years have we been sitting here saying this every year? Pretty much. It feels like we sit here every year around this time and say the same thing. And that can only mean one thing. The guy in charge has to be changed.
Well, it looks like the guy in charge of Real Madrid will be changed at the end of the season. The Athletic reporting that Ancelotti will leave at the end of this campaign. Still, of course, to fight for La Liga and the Copa del Rey. But regardless of the results in those 2 tournaments, he will be gone. Luis, this is no surprise, is it?
No, it's no surprise because we had that before. We heard it last year. I remember that there was options of Xabi Alonso maybe arriving. Jurgen Klopp was also on the list. There was a few more. They were on the list because Ancelotti was leaving to Brazil as a head coach, if I recall well. And this, again, is the same rumors. We have to wait until the end of the season because, of course, it's going to be difficult for Real Madrid to win the La Liga trophy, but the option of the Copa del Rey is there. If they win the Copa del Rey in La Liga, why not? People will have changed and the rumors will disappear. So rumors are always there when things are not going the way that everyone is expecting. And, of course, journalists, they like to throw that bone. But I think that at the moment, Ancelotti, and he has said it many, many times, he's happy at Real Madrid. And if Real Madrid give him the option to stay one more year, he will stay.
You've seen this scenario in Madrid. When those players come out tomorrow to play a team that, an athletic club, that could outplay them at home, could give them a bit of a football lesson at home because they're one of the better teams to watch. When those players come out for the warm-up tomorrow, the Real Madrid players, minus Mbappe for his suspension, what will the reaction be?
It won't be kind. It won't be kind. So, they lost midweek.
Yeah, so they're already getting a bit of stick. They're starting to feel the pressure from the crowd, if they haven't been already. They're going to be getting whistled and jeered before this game, and they have the Copa del Rey, which will be 6 days later. If Athletic Club play in the manner in which we know they can, and they have been for a big chunk of this season, is there any way we can see, particularly the way Vinicius has been playing, and Rodrigo and Bellingham and 1 or 2 others, it's hard to see how they just switch it on and get a victory.
Yeah.
So I could honestly...
Especially as everyone thought they were going to switch it on against Arsenal. It's Champions League, remontada, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, they're going to come out, 20 minutes, Arsenal are going to be struggling, they're going to be on the ropes, they're going to be on the floor. That's what Real Madrid do. They can't. And, you know, it's difficult to find a pathway, the way these players are playing, to actually see how they're going to beat Athletic Club tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if that happens... what kind of mind frame is that for these players in this club going into that big game against Barcelona?
They're
going to be on the floor.
Yeah.
How ironic would it be, though, if he goes back to the old Bellingham play, coming through the middle, and they play really well.
Of course, Mbappe's out.
Yes, because Mbappe. How ironic would that be? Right? You find an answer, and you can't use it when Mbappe's fit.
All right, Alanis Morissette, thank you very much. Thank you, Luis. Much appreciated, as always. Just a reminder then, Real Madrid against Athletic Club live for you tomorrow. Coverage starts at 2:30 Eastern, a massive game at the Santiago Bernabeu.